Hi, this is Jacob from BasinCheck, and today I'll show you the core feature of the BasinCheck app, which is turning a failed audit item or a inspection item and creating automatically a corrective action that you can assign to your crew members. So let's go into inspections. Here we have a created hot work permit, and let's pick Midland Yard as the location. Equipment name, let's go for forklift number 1234. Operator name, Jacob. Project site, Project A. Notes, inspection, demo for a video. Okay, and here's our hot work permit readiness. So as you can see in this section over here, we have 3 critical items. So those are items that you need to claim as pass or nonconformity the earliest, because they will actually unlock the other items. So let's start with the first one, which is work area cleared. Cleared. LEL reading. Cleared. Fire watch, sign, and brief. Okay, so now we only have the remaining, which is fire prevention extinguishers. Okay, and for the purpose of this tutorial, I will mark this item as a non-pass. So adjacent operations notified of hot work. Okay, so now by default in BasinCheck, every failed item needs to have a photo and a comment. Those are rules that you can actually edit from your admin panel, but let's keep it as it is. So I'll show you how do we actually make a photo. There you go. Okay, and we can use this photo. What's also helpful in BasinCheck is that in case you need to make an annotation of a photo, you can use the markup feature, and you can basically add, an hour or a highlight. You can add even a circle. That kind of looks silly, but let's just keep it as it is. So it's also helpful in case you actually need to annotate something off of a photo, so you can make it more visible for either your safety manager or your coworkers on site. So you can save the annotated copy, and it's also added to this particular item on the audit. Let's just add a quick comment. Adjacent operations not notified of hot work. There you go. So drafts are always automatically saved. So now we can also submit the inspection. And this is the important part, because as I mentioned before, every single failed audit or inspection item is now turned into a corrective action, which you can see here. We have the name of the failed audit item, the date, and the notes. Okay, so now you can actually start by assigning that corrective action to anyone on your team. This is my test user, so let's assign it to Avery. And now we can start work. So as you can see here, we have an activity timeline in which we have statuses that are marked here when they change. And now let's imagine that Avery has figured out the issue, and now we can actually mark it as resolved. But the story doesn't end here. We need to provide sufficient resolution notes. All other operations are now notified of hot work. In case you need to submit a photo evidence, you can also upload a photo here. But for this case, we'll just mark it as no physical evidence is applicable, and we're also going to explain why it's not applicable. BasinCheck video tutorial. And now we can actually close the issue. And you have some additional fields being populated. So we have the resolution notes here, and we also have the evidence that will show up. So this is like your bread and butter feature inside of BasinCheck. Like every single plan comes with that feature, and it's one of the more basic ones that allow safety teams actually close the loop on any failed audit or inspection item. So that's it for today. If you'd like to learn more about BasinCheck, let me know in the comments. Happy to help. Thanks for today.